Welcome to my VBA tutorials. Hello everyone, my name is Namita Devi and I want to thank you for giving me an opportunity to share my knowledge, my experience with you guys. And in this video, we will be covering our second chapter, which is how we can record a macro. So let's get started. Recording a macro is not about recording video or audio, but it is about recording the actions that I am performing on this sheet, the actions I am performing on this Excel file and on this panel. Before moving on to the record macro, I want to show you that currently I do not have any macro written in this file. You can see here the screen is grayed out and there is no module. I am closing this window. We will do it with an example. Say I have three stores, store A, B, and C. I have different products, different sale items, and everything is different in all these stores. What I want is I want to combine all these sheets together in a single sheet, say combined data sheet. But I am very new to the macro. I am just beginning my journey and I don't know how to code this macro to combine the sheets. So we have a beautiful functionality in Excel which is record macro. This macro will record all the actions that you are performing. So what we will do is we will click on record macro and we will record the all actions, the manual actions that we use to perform if we need to combine these data. It will record your actions and then you can use that macro n number of times in future. Click on record macro. When you click on this, it will ask you what will be the name of your macro. Say I'm giving it a name of combined sheets. Please note that if you provide any space in between for the macro name, it will not allow you to save. If you click on OK, it will throw you a message that it is not valid. So please take a note that you need not to add any space to your macro name. Then click on OK. You have seen that the button name has been changed to stop recording. Now whatever I'm going to do here, it will save everything. It will save my actions, whatever I am actions performing on this file. First of all, if I need to do this combined data manually, what I have to do first, I need one sheet first, a new sheet which is named as combined data. Then I will go to store A. I will copy the whole content, Control C, and I will go to combined data sheet again, choose A1 cell and Control V, paste the data. Then go to store B, select the content except the header because the header is already copied from store A sheet. Copy the content, go to combined data, select A7 and Control V, paste your data. The same way, go to store C, select the content without the header, Control C, copy the content, combined data, come back to this data and select A13 and Control V, paste your data. Let me zoom out a bit so that it is visible to you. 150, okay. All right. So I'm going to stop my macro here because I now have the sheet combined data which has all the data from store A, B and C. So click on this button, stop recording. So go to tab developer, click on Visual Basics and you will see here that a new folder has been added named module. Like I said before, all your macros will be captured in modules. So click on this, click this module 1 and you will see that all the actions that you have performed after clicking the record button all has been saved here. One important thing is that what is this green color? So all these green colors which are starting with an apostrophe sign, they all are the comments that you provide in these codes, the comments which will help you and your friends in future, that you can write in your comments that what this code is doing, what this code is all about. So this is already by default comments has been added. I'm removing it and I'm adding my own comment that it is about the combine data in a single sheet. All right, you can see that the color of your comments is in green, and when the macro will get executed and as soon as it saw this apostrophe sign, it will ignore this line and then will proceed further to execute the below actions. I have created a flow chart of all the actions that we have done, like adding a sheet, then changing the sheet name, then going to sheet store A, copy data, coming back to a combined data, paste the data, then store B, then store C. So we will compare this flow chart with our macro coding. Now you can see the first syntax is sheets.add. It is telling about that it has added a sheet after active sheet. Whatever the active sheet I was in, it is adding that sheet after this sheet. And when I clicked on this plus sign below, it was showing me sheet 4. So it renamed the sheet 4 to combined data. And then from here, it is going to sheet store A. So I'm writing my comments here that copy the content from store A. So sheet store A has been selected. The range A1 to D6 is selected. Store A, A1 to D6 has been selected. And then selection dot copy. We have copied the selection. We came back to combined data sheet and then we selected the range A1 and then we pasted the data. And then I'm clicking again, copy the content from store B. So from here, sheet store B has been selected. Let me select store B from here. It is saying range A2 to D7 dot select. A2 to D7 is selected. Action dot cut copy mode false. This is telling that whatever has been copied before, forget it. Select the new selection and copy the new selection, and then go to combined sheet, select range A7, select range A7, and then paste your data. Then it is talking about copy the content from store C. So go to store C sheet, range A2 to D6. Let me select store C, A2 to D6 sheet. And then again cut copy mode false, select the copy the selected cells, then go to sheet and then select A13. I selected here A13 and then paste your data. Then I also zoomed out the window to 150, zooming the sheet. We will now see how you can do it by inserting a button. So let me insert a button in this sheet flow chart. Go to developer, click on insert button, draw your button, select the macro combined sheets and click on OK. Change the name of your button, combine sheets. Now, if I will click on this button and if I run this macro, it will throw me an error. Reason is I already have a combined data sheet in it. So when it will rename it to combined data, if it will add a sheet and rename it to combined data, we cannot have the two sheets with the same name. So first of all, I need to delete any sheet which is named as combined data. Okay. The second thing is whenever you add a sheet to a Excel file, for example, let me add it from here. Whenever you add a sheet, this sheet 5, if I will delete it and then again add a sheet, it will go to sheet 6. So you can see that every time the sheet name is changing. But in my macro, it is hard coded that sheet 4 dot select and sheet 4 dot name is combined data. I want to customize it as per my requirement, because whenever I will click on the button, it will add a sheet. It will not be a sheet 4 always. So here guys, I will be sharing my cheat sheet with you, and I always refer that cheat sheet whenever I'm coding my macros. This cheat sheet contains at least 50 syntaxes, 50 common and useful syntaxes that you will be going to use frequently while you will be coding your macros. I will provide the link in the description also. Let me show you how you can get it from my website. So you can go to my website, myexcelclub.com. From the top menu, you can click on VBA syntax, and you can see an article here, top 50 most useful and common VBA syntaxes. When you scroll down, you will see that there is a long table below. This covers the 50 useful syntaxes which you will be using while you are coding your macros, and it will be very helpful for you when you are a beginner. Let's see how this will be helpful in our case here. So now my requirement was, irrespective of this sheet name, because it is going to change every time, I need a syntax which will add my sheet and then rename it. So if I look into this table, you can find it the very first syntax, luckily. So you can copy this syntax, it will add the sheet and it will rename it. So now coming back to this macro, instead of these three lines, just copy paste whatever you have copied from the website. And instead of this, you can write your sheet name. Be mindful of these double inverted commas. Control V. All right, one more thing. I want one more thing from this macro is that whenever this macro executes, the first action this macro should perform is deleting any sheet which is already available with a name combined data. So to delete a sheet, let's see what syntax we can use. Okay, so to delete sheet, I can use this syntax. Control C and copy your content here. I want to, the first action should be to delete and then to add the sheet. My sheet name would be combined data, copy the content and paste here. So now I am saving my macro by Control S and closing this window from here. Let's see now how our macro works. You can see that I already have a sheet of combined data between store A and store B. When I'm going to execute my macro, it will delete this sheet and will create a new sheet. So go to the flowchart, click on the button, combine sheets. Let's see what happens. I'm clicking on this button. So it is asking, you can't undo deleting sheets and you might be removing some data. If you don't need it, click delete. So it is nothing but just a confirmation message that if the macro can go ahead and delete the file, it is not removing any data which is important. So I'm fine with proceeding with the action. So click on this button delete, and then it will run and created a new sheet combined data. You can see after store C, it has created a new sheet combined data with all the data of store A, B, and C. I can execute this macro as many times as I want. You can use it in future. You can run it as many times as you want. Now you must be wondering that what if my data is not ending in row 6 in store A or store B or in store C? What if my row number is changing every time? So please hold on to this, guys. We will take this macro to the next level in our next chapter. So I hope that this video was helpful for you. If you like this, you can share it with your colleagues, with your friends, with your family, with anyone you want who will be benefited with these tutorials.